Hello and welcome to the Earth Energy Update for the 20th of July 2025. I'm Fiona and I channel through these updates as and when the Earth shifts into the flow of different energies that can influence and impact upon us at all different levels of awareness. So we're currently experiencing a really powerful flow of what I can really only describe as chaos energy. And it's really having a big impact on us all at this time. So this energy may be triggering you or drawing your attention towards the different concepts of, say, internal or external chaos, what's going on for you at the physical level, the energy of change that this chaos energy is bringing in, heightened intuition, and also it's having a heavy influence on our relationship with money at this time. So I invite you now to join me for the full channeled update. So let's dive into this energy of chaos that's really surrounding us at the moment. Chaos, confusion, disorder, disarray, these are all the things you may be feeling at this time. And this energy is really inviting you to feel into what this means for you at that really deep I am level. Maybe the first question to ask yourself is, am I experiencing internal chaos or external chaos? If you've got many questions at the moment, but you're unable to find the answers to them, or you're feeling confused and you keep wavering between different choices, then perhaps the answer is that it's more of an internal experience for you. Or maybe your current experiences seem to be more external, so you may find that your loved ones, your friends, your colleagues are embodying this energy into their own experiences. And therefore, maybe the invitation is to consider whether you can hold your own internal peace and calmness in the external chaos that surrounds you. So, the question is, can I maintain my equilibrium even when those closest to me are struggling to find theirs? This chaos energy can also be surfacing for some at the moment as a very physical experience. So if you've been struggling with physical pain, ill health, or maybe even dis-ease in your body, then you may be noticing an intensity to this experience at the moment. It's like it's surfacing and it won't go. And maybe even if you felt like you've resolved this in the past, it's resurfacing just as we experience this energy. So there's a heightened awareness of what your physical body is really holding on to. And through this energy at the moment, you're really being guided to pay attention to your mind and the connection between your mind and your physical experience. So what is constantly happening in your mental body that really triggers the physical responses that you're currently finding yourself navigating through? And this isn't to say that your experience of physical pain is all in your mind. This is more about understanding that there is a connection between your mental body and your physical experience. So are there stories that are constantly playing out in your mind that are maybe based in fear? Are there beliefs that are no longer aligned to who you are becoming, but they keep pulling you back into pain? So when you take a moment to maybe observe the thoughts and beliefs that travel through your mind when you're feeling pain in your body, what is it that reveals itself to you? What is it that you really notice? Is there a consistent story that keeps replaying out? Is there a fear that keeps arising when you're feeling that pain in your body? This energy of chaos can really help you to kind of pull apart and understand the connection between your mind and your physical body. The chaos in your mind is really a powerful director of your energy, of our energy. So this pain is not only held in your body, but it travels down into the earth and it seeps out into the collective. And so it has a powerful magnetic force to more pain that it holds there. It attracts it in. So if your experience is a physical one at the moment, then you're really being guided at this time to dive deeply inwards and really observe the stories of your mind. To notice what's true for you and what is stored in your body as memory that maybe no longer aligns to you. You might even want to ask yourself the question, could it be inherited? Could it have been observed in others that I love, that I myself have taken on to ease their pain? So in this time of change and chaos, you might also like to ask yourself, what would it feel like to live without my pain? And we're shown here that our power really comes from knowing that it is through the chaos that change happens. And as you allow the energy of chaos to bring deeper understanding around your physical experience, you can choose to bring calmness and order to your mind. And then when you do that, observe within yourself or notice how your physical body responds to that awareness. Does it change? Does it shift? Does it become more gentle? This is something to really explore and play with at this time, because whilst this energy is very uncomfortable to sit in, it can always also bring deep insight and deep meaning to your current experience. Collectively as well, the energy of chaos is playing out in many, many places around the world, as you probably know, and this external reflection of your own internal journey is becoming more conscious in your own awareness. So this is a good time to consider that you can't really receive oneness and reconnection in the collective whilst maintaining an expectation to only experience the lightness of our combined energies. So we must therefore be prepared to experience both the calm and the chaos. Also the calm within the chaos, the dark and the light. This current energetic flow through the energy and through your body is supporting you to really, really look deep within. And it may be uncomfortable to sit in, and it may be challenging to embody, but it will ultimately help you find answers to the question that you really need to ask yourself at this time. There may also be some resistance to diving internally into these questions with curiosity. And if you're triggered by this energy into that resistance, then that in itself allows you to notice that something is there, something that you may not feel ready to seek the answers to, or something that you know has been really sitting in your awareness for a while, but somehow you keep managing to push it away. So the invitation here is to allow some space for what is hidden and allow that to rise to the surface, really opening your heart to the possibility of healing or expanding into new self-awareness. And remembering that this is your journey and you can choose the path that you travel. So the energetic flow of chaos through your body, it really nudges and tugs and weaves its way into the deepest corners of your psyche. But it helps to support you to unearth uncover or release something that previously may have brought up fear or anger or resistance, or even for some, and I know that this has been the case for me on occasion, a tendency to run away from what is lying there. So if you're being triggered by this energy at this time, if you're being even triggered by this information, if you're feeling resistance or you're wanting to push it away, then know that it's really supporting you to heal, because maybe now you're ready to take that next step. So considering chaotic energy as something to avoid is perfectly natural. It's natural for us to avoid that which makes us really feel uncomfortable. But this discomfort is also one of the pathways to finding your inner peace. So can you push through the discomfort to find that on the other side? And you're invited now to really consider, how is chaos showing up for you? Is it an internal experience? Is it an external experience? It may even be both. Or it may be a physical, very physical experience in your body. Or it may be showing up as a strong resistance to what is calling to you now. So consider this just as an invitation to observe within yourself just how you may be experiencing this really powerful flow of earth energy. And then I want to bring in this concept of change, because you're also shown through this energy that it's through the chaos that you will find your calmness. And so while some are very definitely sitting in the uncomfortableness of this energy, there may also be some who are starting to sense that shift, a change within, as the insights and the deeper awareness emerge from the chaos. And that change is really going to affect you on every level. It will literally change the way that you view yourself. So you will experience it physically, emotionally, and mentally as you deepen into a stronger sense of self, or a stronger sense of purpose, as you become more clear around the path ahead. So you may sense a kind of lightness to this experience if you're sitting in this place of change. And that will feel very different to the energy of chaos that brought you to this place. So you may sense that as inner peace. There may be this beautiful feeling within that, yes, I'm on track again. I'm heading in the right direction. I know myself now. It may be a deep inner knowing that you can finally see that path ahead, and that you're ready to make the first steps on this new journey that's emerging before you. You may also experience a deeper level of self-acceptance or self-love or self-confidence to show up as the soul that you are becoming. And the good thing to acknowledge, if you're feeling this sense of change, if you started to feel that shift, is to really know that this is your new foundation from which you will now step into creation, manifestation, and receiving what you've really been longing for. So if that's your current experience, then take a moment, just take a moment out of your busyness to observe how that really feels in your body. And these moments can be fleeting. And because you've previously been sitting in the energy of chaos, it's likely that you will move through this sense of change quite quickly as you start to move into action. So the call here is really to take a moment to acknowledge that shift for yourself, to celebrate the new sense of who you are becoming that is unfolding in front of you. This is a moment of really celebration, something to really savor or honor internally. Because whilst others may notice something has changed about you, and over time they will, they'll not really know what it is unless you choose to share that with them. And I think, let's face it, we very rarely share our deep emotional shifts unless it's with someone who we know is experiencing something similar ourselves. So as you embody this change consciously, you're likely to notice a settling in your emotional field, a sense of calmness and peacefulness, quietness maybe, which replaces the undulating emotional roller coaster that the chaos brought to your experience previously. So it brings with it an opportunity to feel more settled, to breathe, to relax, as you once again find steady ground beneath your feet, that new foundation. It's the foundation of the changes that you've experienced. And that feels so nurturing after the journey through the unknown and the uncomfortableness of that chaos energy. You also might notice that your mind begins to settle. And when chaos of the mind releases, you will notice a shift around your thoughts and your beliefs. Your beliefs about yourself and others will have changed. And you're now holding a different perspective, and it feels more comfortable as it aligns to who you are now. And so in that way, you can begin to affirm to yourself that the chaos has brought the change that your soul desired, that you have moved into a new and a more aligned perception of self. The feeling of peace and the shift in perspective, they're both really powerful ways in which you can acknowledge that change within. And then as you observe that new embodied state, you can also begin to witness the changes that start to unfold externally. And that's a reaction to the shift that you have made internally. So this is a very powerful energy, and whether you're sitting in the uncomfortableness of it or the change after it, you'll be having a different experience with it at this time. Another thing we're shown with this energy, through observing the way in which it is flowing through us, is that it brings us into a deeper connection with our intuitive self. And the reconnection to that part of you that is growing and expanding is really a part of the co-creation between the earth and your soul. So at that deep I am level of consciousness, whether you are consciously or even unconsciously allowing more of your intuition to surface, you are beginning to listen more to your body. And you're allowing it to reveal inner guidance and inner knowing, and that's starting to become part of your daily life. And it's through this flow of intuitive energy that you can really connect to the flow of energy through the earth and through the universe. It's also, we're made aware of, part of the reconnection to the collective energy of the planet. And whilst this energy of chaos has been uncomfortable, it's also allowed you to tune into the deepest, most innermost parts of self. It's kind of opened a doorway into your soul. It's really allowed you to dive inwards because there have been no answers to be found in your external experiences. So what choice have you had but to go in for the answers to your questions? So you're experiencing the shift now of learning how to work with your intuition, and you're moving into living intuitively. It's part of who you are becoming. It's part of your co-creation with the earth. It's the only way that you can experience collective reconnection. And so you may notice during this time that your intuition is heightened, that the little voice inside becomes louder and more conscious. You may find yourself being drawn to people you know that are intuitive, or even beginning to learn more about using your intuition. You may be seeking answers to the messages that you are already receiving, but they don't yet make sense to you. but you know that there's something in there that's showing you a path, an answer. So the invitation here is really to observe and to play with it, to have fun with this experience. Really begin to understand your own personal, individual intuitive process. And then finally, the other thing that we are shown with this energy is that it's really bringing in a kind of attraction or attention towards the area of money and finances. And as the energy of chaos flows through the collective, we're really being forced now to look at our own personal relationship with money, particularly with how you perceive money and power. Now, the old way of being created really a world where money equaled power. And this no longer aligns to the new world that is currently unfolding. And so therefore, you're being guided or asked at an individual level to consider what money and power really means to you. Because let's face it, inner power has nothing to do with money. And yet you may feel disempowered if you do not have enough. If you can't do the things that you really want to do. So if the subject of money is constantly coming up for you at the moment, then you are being guided through this energy to heal your relationship with money, to observe whether you are sitting in patterns of, say, lack. So if you constantly feel that you don't have enough money, then you're feeling lack of abundance. Or maybe you feel that your worth is related to how much money that you earn, or maybe even how much others perceive you to be earning. And so in that case, you're creating your own empowerment through your worth, through the money that you receive. And if this is a current theme for you, then you can no longer avoid resolving this issue for yourself. You really can't bypass this anymore. We're really being guided here through this energy to resolve our relationship with money. We cannot shift the concept of money equals power collectively until you first shift it at the individual level. So the invitation at this time is to look at your personal experience with money and notice whether you consider yourself to be empowered in this experience or disempowered. In an empowered state, money really doesn't even enter your awareness that much on a regular basis. It really is simply an energy that flows in and out of your life as and when you need it, to do the things that you want to do. And you don't really pay it much attention. That's a natural flow of abundance that is created through a healthy relationship with money. So those are the key points that this chaos energy is bringing up at the moment. I hope that there is something in there that really speaks to you, and thank you for joining me today. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this Earth Energy Update. If you enjoyed the experience, please take the time to leave a comment, ask a question, or even subscribe to the channel. And if it feels right, please share with anyone that you think might be interested in listening to this too. Thank you for spending this time with me.